Hey, what's up guys? Jake with Legacy 4x4 here again, and today we're back working on my do-it-yourself teardrop trailer. So let's go ahead and get started. Today's video, we are going to be building the rear hatch of my trailer. As you can see behind me, I've already got it started doing some mock-up earlier, but we're going to be building this rear hatch, at least as much of it as I can today. I've already noticed as I was building this that I'm going to need to order some new struts, so those will come in later and then it'll be just something I do off camera. But we're going to get started on this rear hatch. Now, my basic design is going to be the same that I've done for the bulk of the trailer. I'm going to do a steel frame with wood overlay, probably a little bit of foam with some scraps that I have, and then that's going to be the bulk of this frame. So I'm choosing to do steel with the wood and the insulation method that I've done before because, namely, I need this to be strong. So I need this to be able to pick up and down repeatedly. It's going to have some gas struts installed onto it and a few other things. So it's not quite as simple as like these little doors that you see down here that we made in the last video. So we're doing a steel frame on this one. As you can see behind me, I'm using some 1x1. This is left over from the 220 feet of 1x1 I purchased when I was building the base of the trailer. So this is the last like 20 feet or so that I had. As you can see, I went through and I tacked up all of this frame. I lined it up where I wanted it. I did run out of 1x1. I ran out of long pieces of 1x1, so I'm not gonna have a center bar in here, but that's the basic idea. So as you can see looking at it, it's going to open, which is great. That's what it's supposed to do. Now, for the hinge, I'm using what's known as a hurricane hinge. I got this one on Amazon. You can get them at a few different places online. But the basic idea of the hurricane hinge is it's a full-length hinge, kind of like a piano hinge. But the idea is that the way it's designed, it's supposed to prevent water from seeping down underneath the hinge and into the rear hatch. Now, thankfully for like the way I've designed this trailer, I have independent doors for everything else. So if a little bit of water gets down here and falls on this epoxy, it's not going to be the absolute end of the world. Now, I will be siliconing this and I will be doing all the waterproof measurements or waterproof techniques necessary to make this watertight. But just in the event that it does, thankfully, it won't ruin anything. So we've got our basic hatch all lined up. Now I'm going to take this off of the trailer. I'm going to put it on the welding table and we're going to do the full weld on this. So sorry I skipped all the cutting and the lining up of this, but trust me, it's like everything else I've done. You cut, you tack, and then you line it all up. So with that done, let me get this thing off of the trailer, bring it over to the welding table, and let's weld this thing up. Alright, so moving right along, we got the frame all finished up, so now we're going to put the skins on the outside of this. So to do these skins, I'm doing it exactly the same way I did the rest of the trailer. I'm going to do some Loctite PL3 glue on the metal parts of it, put down a piece of 5mm plywood, do a couple of screws through it to pinch it into place and hold it onto the glue so the glue will set, and then do that for the main angle, the lower angle, and then we're going to go through and do glue and canvas poor man's fiberglass quickly on top of this. It's going to look exactly the same way I did the rest of the trailer. I'm doing it this way because I want to make this look kind of flat and perfect, and I just want this to come out waterproof, tight, and kind of perfect, and kind of matching the rest of the trailer. I'm probably going to do a different color because I don't have any of the bed liners, so I'm probably going to do like a black kind of color for the back of this just to tie it all together, I think. But anyways, we're going to get the skins on real quick and then go through and do the poor man's fiberglass. definitely wish I had done some test panels when I was doing the first part of this trailer on the side here, where you can see all these wrinkles in the fiberglass work, because this turned out way nicer than any of the other stuff I did. So I definitely wish I had done some test panels and I'd gotten used to this prior to doing the entirety of the trailer. I don't think it looks bad. I mean, this is the worst angle and the worst part of the trailer altogether, but up here it looks great. This is perfectly smooth, it's all nicely lined up, and it's going to provide a really nice waterproof finish for the back hatch of the trailer. So we've got this drying now, so I will come back out here in a little bit and finish up these edges and the last little bit that we got to do on this trailer. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Alright, so next up we need to go through and paint the back of this. Like I said, I don't have any more bed liner, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to paint it using just some exterior paint. It should work really fine. Between the glue, the canvas, and the exterior paint, this is what most people do when it comes to Portman fiberglass to finish off the back of their trailer. Now, I have black. I don't want to go buy any more, so I'm going to just make this thing black. I'm starting to think like there's a lot of colors going on here with the wood grain, the black and the gray and the silver, but I don't think it looks bad. Or I don't think it's going to look bad. So anyways, let's transition over. We're gonna paint this, and I'm gonna put in some weather stripping and let this thing sit for a little bit. I'm waiting on the struts to come in and the latch to lock it down to come in, but those will come later on. With our paint all finished up here, sorry, ignore this, I cut the end of my finger putting a tool away actually on a toolbox, so I got a nice little garage fix to get the bleeding to stop. We've got this all finished up over here, all painted anyways. Like I said, we're waiting on the latch to come in, but I did get the door handles installed, and I've got weather stripping. The weather stripping goes along this, so it sits on the edge of the hatch, but it follows along the edge of our trim here, and it pinches down against the trim when the hatch closes, and that provides the seal. Up top here, we have our hurricane hinge, and on the back side of the hurricane hinge is a strip of silicone caulk that's up there to keep the back of the hinge waterproof. Now, I do have to come through and do caulk around the top of it, at the front face of it, and I will do that later when this paint is all dry. Now, I have it bungee corded down over here on this side, because the weather stripping, I'm holding it to pinch the weather stripping down so that the weather stripping adheres to the back of our hatch here. But we got it all done. So I'm waiting on the shocks to come in, and for the front latch that's gonna go right here to come in. So when those two things come in, we will install those, and then this will be a finished up project. So I will catch you guys later on when we get the rest of our parts in. So we got the rear hatch all finished up. As you can see, I did go with that poor man's fiberglass on the back here. I did that canvas and glue technique, and then I used a black exterior house paint to kind of seal this all in. I ended up going with the canvas and glue method to provide the waterproofing, since I pretty much did the same construction back here that I did on the sides of the trailer. Man, these wrinkles look real bad on this side of the trailer, but it actually doesn't look that bad in person, I don't think, but that looks real bad on the camera. Anyways, we got this all finished up. We used a hurricane strap up top here tied into that steel, and then you can see on the back here I just added two kind of generic utility handles and a vertical latch onto the back. The latch has a lock on it right here, and so that'll keep it from bouncing out while driving on the road. And then when I want to get in somewhere, I just flip down the latch and the tailgate opens. I need to do some fine tuning on the shocks, but you can see that the tailgate now opens. It is high enough that I'm not going to hit my head on it, just barely, but it is just perfectly high enough. I ended up using 16-inch RV struts in the back. I had to drill these out to a 3/8" hole because I was using a 3/8" bolt to secure these to the steel frame that we have. But I added in these shocks. These are 16 inches long, and I think they're rated for 80 pounds per. But what I'll say is, one shock was not enough to hold up this entire tailgate. Now this tailgate's not too heavy, but when you have one shock on one end and then weight over here, it makes it kind of challenging to get the whole thing to lift up. But we got that all done. You guys have seen our floor mat before, but we've got our tabletop back here done, and we've got our hatch done. The only thing I've got to do, and this is going to be in probably the last video I'm going to do in this trailer, where I'm doing all the finishing work. So I got to add in a few mounts back here for stuff. Got to add in a little light back here and a few other like small things, but I can't work on this anymore right now, so I got to go out of town this weekend, and then when I get back next week, I'll come through and I'll do all these finishing touches on the trailer. But I'm happy with the tailgate. Now, I did not finish the inside of the tailgate at all. I might do some finishing work on it later if I have time, but for now I'm getting really close to when I want to go on this trip, so I need to get the big bulky stuff out of the way. I need to get this thing tagged and taken over to the police so that they can verify the VIN number on it, and then we're going to move on to just getting like the quality of life stuff as I have time available. But that's what this looks like. Sorry if these videos are kind of sporadic. I've been shooting a bunch of different videos kind of consecutively. So I hope you guys like this. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.